Well, if you're looking for back nine coverage of moving day at the 2019 USDGC, you've come to the right place. We're having a lot of fun out here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Jamie and the champ, Jamie Thomas, Ken Climo, coming at you on SpinTV. You ready for 9 more holes, champ?
Yeah, let's bring this thing into the house and set up the players for the final round.
And we are going to dive right into it here once again. Chris Clemons, Nico Locastro. Chris Clemons, let's go slower. He's still in first place, not by much, but he's working on it. Nathan Queen wants something to say about it with some spectacular putting on the front. Nico Locastro, not so solid off the tee, but he is still hanging around there so far. And Eagle McMahon, he has been throwing sidearm after sidearm, just putting a clinic on with his abilities as we go on to hole 10. Easiest hole on the course. I would expect to see more big shots through this gap that the drone is flying right now.
Yeah, this is one you can take a step forward on the field if you can make the eagle here. If you take the risk, get the reward, and all the other players playing to the left, the best they're going to do is birdie and par if they miss their putt. So you could actually gain 2 strokes on someone even if they played the hole semi-decently. Just one good throw and one good putt. That's you the eagle here if you take the chance.
Scores are pretty tight at this point, so you can see opportunity knocking.
Got a yes sir out of the crowd, but spotter's running. Usually when the spotter has to run that far, it's not a good sign.
Ooh, yes sir from the crowd, no ma'am from the volunteer, and Nico is 2 headed to the drop zone.
It's surprising. Eagles lining up for a layup.
There is, Eagle laying up.
Could that be from scar tissue on this hole from past years or other experiences on this hole that he chose to lay up there?
You were talking about it. Sometimes it's better to not have the memory. Like Nathan Queen here, who's going lefty flex trying to put eagle position. And he's not going to get that green flag either.
Didn't quite get it over enough. He would have had that over another few degrees. It would have carried out and inbounds, but just missed the angle by a little bit.
And Clemons not wanting to roll the dice. He's going to lay up as he has all week.
Well, when 2 of your 4 competitors in your group have missed the green, it's probably not a bad choice.
Certainly makes the decision easier. Nico from the drop zone.
This needs to get down. It's going a little bit left. And checks up. And it's flirting with that front line, but that leaves him in a makeable spot.
Yeah, he will need to get that for a par. Nathan Queen going to hope to get a little closer than that, take some of the stress out of a par putt.
Yeah, lefties can come in kind of over the inbounds the rest of the way after they've passed it. Here, it's near the line and it's skipping all inbounds there, and they can use that turn of the disc to get that kind of result. Well thrown shot there.
Hitting the bricks, Nathan Queen. Clemons slinging the sidearm.
Taking that little bit of an anti-skip. It kicked it out a little farther than he thought maybe it should have been after he released it. Thought it was going to be close, but now he's got a little work left.
Yeah, he just hasn't been quite as dialed, but his putter's bailed him out of most of the situations so far.
That's what you want to see on this one, is a little check early right and then have it roll up to the pin a little bit. A little uphill putt.
Oh. Nico. The heartbreaker.
That's called rub of the green there, Nico. Just a few inches away, but wish he would keep that down in front of the spectators.
Does anybody want it more than he does?
Yeah, there's definitely a fire in that belly, and it shows.
Chris, once again, getting out of trouble with a good putt. Eagle going to do the same.
This putt looks so routine. It's just easy to replicate.
And as he's filled out a lot more, he's always been a very lanky, kind of skinny kid, and as he's grown and started to put on some muscle mass, he's really been able to put more pop on that putt that already looked effortless.
It is one of the faster flying putts towards the basket of most of the top pros, but he's very confident in it, and it works.
Big changes this year. The biggest come from holes 1 and 2 are no more. Now the opening to Winthrop Gold will be handled by holes 3 and 4 last year, which are holes 1 and 2 this year. The course has a bit more bite than ever from the start.
On the tee of hole 11, the competitor really needs to have his or her game plan. There's a lot of different ways to tackle and beat hole 11, but you want to know what you're going to do before you do it. You can play short left, middle right, or really get super aggressive off the tee. And either one of those can work, but you got to commit to whichever plan you want to do. Because if you go out off the drive, you'll go to the drop zone. And then as you get close into the green, it's been tightened up a little bit this year on the left side. So accuracy is a super premium, especially in the wind. And there will definitely be wind on number 11.
Sage advice from course designer Harold Duvall there. And it is very key to have a game plan going into this hole. And it looks like Eagle's game plan has switched right back to smash the disc as far as I can and get to that fat inbounds area on the left down there. And boy, he looks like he's almost going too far, and it checks up just short of the line.
Wow. I almost forgot what an Eagle backhand will look like for a minute there.
I don't think you could be in a better position to throw your second shot on this hole than where he is.
And here's Chris, just trying to keep it out of those bushes on the right side. Find some nice good footing.
Right up top, wide open. He's going to be liking that one.
And Nathan says, all right, I think I can do that.
It is almost like watching a replay, watching these two play. They throw very similar shots. Nathan's hanging this one out a little bit, but he had enough distance and snuck up into the fairway. Slight advantage over Chris on that one, but I'm going to watch Nico. Is he going with another overstable? He is, and he didn't get it high enough.
That's
just
danger.
too low. Is it going to come backwards into the inbounds? Not quite enough backwards.
He was calling for it, and that's the lowest thrower I've seen on camera in a long time. Here's Clemons.
Coming in a little steep, and I thought it was going to check up because of the steepness, but sent it down a little roll, and that could have been dangerous. Had that stood up another couple degrees, it's rolling right out of bounds downhill.
And the difference between the pre and post roll make percentages. If you think about the distances on those putts, he's happy to have that bit closer to the basket.
This looks really good. Oh,
Nathan's he's been great. Nothing short of great so far.
little exhale there. You know how tough that green can be. Even with a perfect shot, it can stand up and roll.
And here's Nico from the drop zone.
Ooh.
2 holes in a row. Uh-oh.
As I was just mentioning, perfect shot can stand up and roll away on this green. It's a lot steeper in person than it looks on camera.
Wow, and he had birdied back-to-back on 8 and 9, and then taken the bogey on 10 to start this back 9, and he is looking at an over par score here on 11 too.
Stroke and distance penalty on this hole. You have to throw from the previous lie, which was the drop zone, so we'd be throwing from the drop zone again, and it's trying to do the same thing it just did. But this one has a little more curl on it, and very fortunate that that didn't happen again.
Yeah, just trying to collect himself in this moment. He's been here before.
Eagle from what can only be described as the perfect spot.
I mean, just such a smash off the tee when you can just lay the putter in there so nice and gentle.
This is a really tough par 4. To have a putter approach of that distance is phenomenal.
Oh, Clemons not able to convert on that one.
Nico needing this one. Gets
Good
it
pitch.
to go.
Yeah, that'll be his double bogey 6. Nathan Queen finishing the hole in half as many strokes.
Giving some acknowledgement to the crowd.
Eagle's going to do the same. Eagle and Nathan's score together is going to add up to Nico's on this hole. And Clemons will take the par. Moving on to 12. The second of probably the toughest 3-hole stretch maybe anywhere on tour. The put it out there. This is downhill, chance to bomb it, but you really have to pick the spot because as you can see, they pulled that right side OB in as we've talked about all week. And again, this left side here, we're flying by champ as well.
Yeah, it's very penal if you have a, say, 375 to 430 foot drive. There's not much area to land in that distance range. You either have to be short of that or you have to be long of that to find the larger landing areas. And if you're shorter than the 375, it's almost a guaranteed layup on your second throw. But if you can get past that area and get into the inbounds, it's not that tough a shot for these guys. It's just blind.
Oh, and this is flipping up and riding.
That was smashed. He's riding up that gully, getting a skip up the hill. He's going to be able to see most of the chains from there.
Oh my goodness. I heard two guys on the chase card here cross that 600-foot mark, and it sure looks like Eagle did as well. Here's Nathan, and this is not a short shot, but even compared to what we just saw. He's past the drop zone, though. That's a great shot.
Yes, it's slipped just past that little out-of-bounds area there, but that was very close to being dangerous.
Chris?
Looks like he snapped this one over a bit, making sure he gets away from that line. Yeah, right in the middle. It's creeping up close, but...
Drop zone distance, a little more height, so you might be able to see the pin a little better.
Yeah, that right side OB, they dropped it just over the top of that little ridge, and it makes it difficult to see if your disc is even in or not once it's over top of that ridge.
Oh, Nico. The size of the branch that fell with that disc.
Gardening over there.
Wow. That was going to go a long way, too. He held that flex a long way.
It was. He needed to start that out well to the left if he was going to throw that line.
Again, high flex forehand. This is very quickly becoming known as the Chris Clemons shot. I mean,
He's put it in a great spot there, just inside the circle, and didn't want to mess and get close to any of that trouble over there to the right, and put it in the right spot.
Nico, high backhand.
Needs this to get up and down for the par save, and he too has put it in a similar position as Chris, and they'll have a putt. It's not a gimme.
Man, the focused look from Nico Locastro right there. He's on a mission, trying to turn the ship around.
Nate hangs it out, gets plenty of distance, get over the inbounds area, and skips back to the right. Oh, curl around, hit the bricks.
Fantastic.
Textbook.
Here, and once again, Eagle going putter where everybody else is going driver.
When you can see the chains of the basket when you're throwing your second shot on this hole, you've done something right.
I just continue to be impressed by his distance. Chris, no problem connecting repeatedly. I mean, he's put his putter to the test today, and for the most part, he's passed.
That was 9 or 10 steps. That definitely was not a short putt there.
Eagle, pretty short.
Yeah, you can be really aggressive from that downhill side and just fire it up in there. But from this side, you don't want to be overly aggressive with it.
And Nico putting it in the lower right side there.
Little head tap. Let himself know. Wake up here. This is the USDGC. Let's get going.
Yeah, and that's a 5, bogey 5, double bogey 6, and then a par 4 on the last 3 holes for Nico. So he's slipping back off the pace a little bit here, and everybody knows this hole. If you watch USDGC before, you know about the legend of hole number 13. Wide open fairway that's going to start to narrow out the further you get. An accessible back left corner of this fairway as well allows you to get pin high with the short side pin right there, just over that river of asphalt.
I think they put it that close just to entice you to try and make it. Or if you're trying to park it right under the basket, you could be a little short and hit that curve. I think keeping it that close to the curve makes it a little tougher than if it was, say, 20 feet back of where it is.
Yeah, just keep it in your mind the entire time. And Eagle knows that's a mistake.
Yeah, little slap of the hands, and that's just unacceptable here. It's so wide open out there. There's no reason to be anywhere near the foliage off this tee.
Here's Nathan. See how close he wants to get to that right side OB. How easy does he want to make that shot? Well, easy might be the wrong word.
There's a lot of room out there. I mean, to throw one across that sidewalk out of bounds or into the woods, you've really missed your line.
And that's pretty prime position, though he does not really have a forehand. He may still go back instead of across the corner.
That's a bit high as well. Looks like it's fading towards the woods. And it's in the open, but a little shorter than you might want to be there.
Interested to see what Nico does here.
Snaps it out low towards the sidewalk. Not scared of it because it's riding flat right over it. And looks like he's put plenty of distance on that shot to get to the optimal landing area so he can go for the green in two.
The good sign from him is he's still throwing very confidently despite stumbling on the last few holes.
Chris puts an aggressive move on that. I like this shot. It's dead center gap moving into the prime landing zone to approach the hole, and he'll have just barely over 100 feet from there.
Here's Nathan from the right side of the fairway. Again, like you're saying, similar style game plan to attack this course. No wonder they're both on the lead card as they're executing pretty well.
Yeah, that's prime position to be in after 2 shots on this hole.
Oh yeah, not only did Eagle hop into the bushes there, but he didn't even make the corner, so he was totally obstructed.
Not often you see a long thrower throw a 50 or 60 foot shot on an 800 foot hole when it's only the second shot.
And here's Nico, second shot on the par 5.
Needs to get up, curb. Oh, it gets it up.
Look at this man. Just watch this man.
Can you believe it? Double eagle for Nico Locastro.
He's moving quickly down this fairway too. What is his 100-meter speed?
I think he's bumped up a little bit. That's great. This is good.
Let me tell you something. If they told Nico that the tournament winner only got $100 and a gift certificate to Arby's, he would still play his heart out.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Right in front of the camera. And he's still going.
It's like there's a bigger bird than me on this course.
That's hilarious.
Wow, look at this shot. Getting the skip off the asphalt.
Oh. Wow.
Just right into those chains.
I mean, close to the curb, trouble. If it misses the chains, possible skip out OB, trouble, but finds the basket.
Nico's Ninja Warrior off the tree there.
What a celebration.
Oh my goodness. The legend has it that Nico's still running to this day. As you can see below there, that is the first albatross ever tracked on UDisc Live.
Really high. I mean, that is super high, and it gets lucky. Comes up out of the middle of the road with such angle and skips safe.
He's dive bombing spectators over there.
That's going to be a really easy approach from there to save his par after he had to pitch out.
Wow, I mean, how do you follow what you've just seen at this point?
Right? Little luck never hurt anybody. And that's a great shot. Just pitch it up to the hole from there. That's all you really need to do. Card your birdie and walk. Oh, that grabbed on a finger.
Oh, no. From the best shot of the round to the worst shot of the round.
That was inexplicable. I don't understand how that could have happened.
I mean, Chris Clemons, that is going to have to do some soul searching in the interim here and find a way to claw back some strokes after that mistake.
He was a bit fortunate to end up here after that dive bomb into the road, but par's a par. Only losing 3 to Nico's greatness there.
Yeah, let's see if he can redeem himself.
He does have a putt for the par after all that, and no.
Nathan, good feed.
More traditional way to play the hole.
Yeah. And then it's important to note that on the back 9, Nico already has 4 OB strokes before that albatross. So talk about a total 180 on his round.
He was definitely falling off the pace there. He was 7 or 8 strokes behind the lead entering that hole, and he needed to do something if he wanted to have a chance to win this championship. And boy, howdy, did he do something.
A miraculous shot there. Hole 14, we got to keep playing. We could watch that all day, but opportunities for birdies abound on this downhill 413-foot par 3 with the elevated pin, the hay bales guarding the left to right, and another sloped green and fairway.
Haven't quite seen the sidewalk skip happening this year, as people have been avoiding that area totally. Years past, it seemed like we'd always see someone skip off the sidewalk, some mutant giant 70-foot skip, either OB or into the basket or something crazy.
Hey, you might see this guy take it on right there if he's feeling his skip game.
He definitely lining up the outside wide hyzer, and
Just throwing it down the walking path there.
it's a pretty safe way to play the hole. It stays over inbounds the whole time, and just clears the path. And if that lands a foot shorter, it does anything. It can do anything. Skip left, go long, but he clears the path and finds the dirt.
He is fired up. Nathan getting it higher than he did yesterday. Just got to get inside those stakes.
And it rolls right around the stake. It looks like it's come inside, and a little puff of dirt outside the line and just inside the line.
I love it. Whether he's barely in or very in, he's smiling the whole time.
He does have a great attitude out there.
So easy to root for a guy like this.
Yeah. This one's doing nearly the same thing. It's a little better roll in, and he's going to be decidedly closer to the basket. With that raised basket, it's going to make it a bit easier to catch that putt.
And Clemons, he's got to put a few more birdies on this scorecard.
All three of these guys doing the line dance here. And
He may have just found inbounds. Let's see. Another spotter jog. All right. Green is good.
that was statistically improbable to have three people land not in and end up in.
Yeah, how many more hay bales are we going to see next year now?
Could be a triple stack. You never know.
Oh, wow.
He wanted that one. He knew he was right there for it, and can only ponder what went wrong.
He's still sitting over there as eagle putts.
That's a great frame right there.
Oh, man. And just by the sound, Nathan's sitting with his back turned. He's got to be like, that went in.
It was very loud. It sounded like a make, but left side splash out. There was not a spit out. He missed that one to the left.
Ooh. Nico just barely clearing the top of the cage there. But barely in, still in. He's 4 strokes to play the last 2 holes in total.
Wow, and four under par for the last 2 holes in total.
Incredible. All right. Challenge is not over. Hole 15. Par 4 with this triple mando that we're flying towards here. Haven't even gotten to the difficult part of the hole yet. This is the open part. There's that triple mando with the crossbar, and then the dog leg. It's almost like a broken dog leg.
Yeah,
this is a full 90 degree
It's a
turn.
dead 90 degrees, and there's a little bush on the inside that makes it even almost more than that, because you have to get around that bush and then go more left. So duff shot's very tricky if you're not in the perfect position off the tee. It's really hard to get up and down on this par 4. Plays a little longer than its 539 foot distance. I'd say play plays more like 640 feet, the way the hole is designed.
Locastro.
Right down the middle, strong. Get around that last bit of corner, yes.
That is such a tough shot. Again, to go with the flex instead of the hyzer flip there requires full commitment, and he just displayed.
It does. You got to punch it plenty long too, because once you make the mando, there's another 40 or 50 feet of bush on that left side that you have to get past before you can start turning left, or you get caught in it with no shot.
Nathan Queen finding himself in a similar position as yesterday, though this time he's made the mando.
This looks a little wide. Oh, it clips an early tree. Hyzer's up around the back side of the mando. Missed the mando.
That is rough for eagle right there. And here is Chris Clemons. Sidearm attack shot here.
Looks good. Right on line. Oh, it's the crossbar. I think we've seen a little bit of everything here on this hole.
Yeah, and Chris has had trouble navigating this mando these last couple days. Look at this eagle line.
He likes to take it over stuff if it's a possibility. Man, I don't blame him on this one. I mean, that tight shot through there is not pretty. It's probably about 8 feet wide at the max. You
Wow.
still have to go 350 feet from there.
And he plinkos it all the way down to the green. He may have this look to save par. the way that disc comes out of his hand on that spike angle, I don't think anybody else can throw that spike line like that.
It's hard to get distance when you throw it straight up in the air with vertical angle. But these guys still managed to get it to go 350 on just monster hyzers.
Nathan testing his feet here, deciding on the patent pending, and he's going to go skinny gap.
I think that's his only way to try and get a 3 out of this. And he's worked his way into the woods there, but hopefully he'll have a navigable line to the basket.
He certainly has given himself the opportunity.
Nico in a very good position. He has to manufacture a little bit here, but he's got the gap, missed the light pole, and skips in a little short and early, but he should have a look from there.
Yeah, all the players on the right side of this green, which is the more guarded side. Here's Chris going to try to get left of the pin to putt back at it.
Oh, wow.
I'll stop it.
That is really unfortunate. And when you reduce that much angle, when you hit a tree with that much speed, it can go crazy places, as we've just seen. But that's just a little bit of a bad break at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, that went from a high percentage putt to a very low percentage putt quickly.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Oh,
Nico through the tree. He's feeling it right now.
that was just framed up perfect. The tree spread out into a perfect V, and the higher you go, the wider it got. So we put a little loft on it and get it right in there.
5 under par in the last 3 holes for Nico, as Nathan also follows up with a great putt of his own.
That's an impressive 3 from outside the tree line after the drive there.
And Eagle saving the par. Like, he was CTP out of his card with that spike shot.
Wow.
Just incredible golf we're seeing on the back 9 here.
Standing on the tee of hole 16, the player is faced with a choice. Do I go out and around or up the middle? And either choice, the player really, really wants to card a birdie down the stretch. But either choice, distance is really, really at a premium. They have to throw the right amount of power because there's so much hazard around the green that distance control is super important. And we've added the putting post this year. So the players also have to be able to have a different delivery style in their putting.
That delivery style will be a forehand for Nico here, looking to go 6 down through 4 holes.
It's an interesting line down the middle with really overstable forehand, and he made it work. He's got it in there. It's inbounds. It's inside the circle. Nothing too shabby about that shot.
Yeah, open side of the green.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the mozzarella sticks to worry about there.
Yeah. As long as he is still hungry for birdies and not fried cheese, he's going to be pretty good.
That hit way outside, and he was trusting that disc would move off that ground, because if it hits and sticks, he's putting from the hazard, adding a stroke.
Eagle slinging the forehand once again.
Similar line to what we just saw Nathan throw, and similar result. Lands about 15, 20 feet from the line and skips well into the good surface there.
Gallery loved that shot. He got a little forward skip off at that forehand as well. Here's Clemons. He based this yesterday.
It's a little more inside than the other two and a little shorter, but manages to hang out. It's inbounds, probably just outside the circle there.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if the pressure is starting to get to him again. Not quite as dialed as we've seen in the first 2 rounds.
He's famous for these, and man, it's on line again, but just short. A little bit of uphill there. Might have wanted to put a little higher.
Yeah, maybe the biggest reaction we've seen out of him as well.
He's been pretty stoic.
Oh, 0 for 2.
There's nothing in the way there. I mean, it was a wide open putt, and he just airballed that one.
There's a good one.
Great drive, great putt, good timing. Take advantage when the other players have messed up.
And Eagle from a knee.
I don't know why he'd go to a knee there. That was a hard punch to the ground.
Oh no, Eagle. Save your throwing hand.
Right, do it with the other hand if you're going to do it, son.
Yeah. Gotta get that proper punch technique in there.
Nico. That was a great opportunity to steal quite a few strokes from the holes and very few holes.
Yeah, and he's right about that one. That's a crucial one. That may make the difference here in a couple holes. We'll have to see. Hole 17, you really want to be walking up the hill with a birdie on that last one before you have to tackle this one. I mean, what can we say about this hole that has not been said before? It is tight, the pressure is on, and this could decide the tournament come 24 hours from now.
Yeah, the trouble with this hole is trying to make the birdie. If you're just trying to make a par, it's not that tight. The right-hand side is large. It's probably 65 feet from front to back. It takes a little farther throw to get into, but you're going to have a long putt if you throw it over there. But if you try and throw it right at the pin, that's where this hole becomes tough. As evidenced by one that was thrown a little too flat and a little too hard. Finds the water.
You can't fault him because he almost aced it yesterday doing the same thing, being aggressive, and he's going to go right back to it.
Didn't take very long to pull that second disc out, and that's clipped some trees coming out of the chute, and that's way short. That's really unfortunate at this stage of the proceedings.
And look at this stat below, 44 OB shots on hole 17 today.
And that one's a little deep too, but he catches the back edge. He's going to have to make the putt from there to save the 6, which is a triple bogey on this hole.
Yeah, and at that point, you're just get on the island at any point, even if it's a tough putt.
Right. Almost what you should be telling yourself off the tee.
Nathan was feeling himself with that first shot, though. He was not listening to that advice. How about Nico just outside the circle?
As you can see, the green's very large over there on the right side. There's a lot of room to land in, but you're going to have a tough putt if you throw it over there. If you're okay with the 3, that's the spot to throw it. If you want to deuce, you're going to have to risk some out of bounds.
3 for 3. All the players right around that circle's edge mark. This looks like a similar line.
Just outside the back, yep. That's what you want to do there. Aggressive enough to get past the basket, but not quite aggressive enough to go to the water.
Oh, he just couldn't quite commit on it, too. That is 2 missed birdie putts in the last 2 holes, and Nico knows what that means.
It's a little low. There's hay bales right behind this basket, which if you putt and miss, you can putt out of bounds.
Ooh, Nate the Queen. Using every inch of that basket to make sure he grabs that triple bogey save. And
That's a couple of them today he's had, that left side grab.
great putt by Chris Clemons as well. You gotta wonder, Eagle's putt was a little floaty. Do you think his hand is bothering him, or was he worried about that OB?
Man, I couldn't tell you there. It could be because he might have damaged his hand on that last hole.
All right, one more to play. We'll be right back.
Standing on the tee of 18, the player's getting ready for the very last drive of the round. And you can hear the fountain, and you can hear the ducks, and you see the narrow fairway in front of you. And it's been tightened up this year in the landing zone and encouraging bigger drives. And then you see up the hill, and you can't imagine how much that hill is sloping, pulling every shot towards the out of bounds, pulling like you've never been pulled towards OB as much before. And then there's a huge grandfather oak tree that stood the test of time, begging you to throw your best approach and bringing you into the elevated basket to complete your round like a true hero.
Couldn't have described it better myself. One of the greatest finishing holes in all of disc golf.
And that is one large, majestic tree on the top right side of the green down there. It's just a beautiful thing to see in person.
Oh no, Clemons, this is the mistake you can't make.
That could be a re-tee. I don't know if that ever crossed any inbounds area over there.
And it is not too early to be thinking about how do you keep yourself on the lead card. There are a lot of great players in this tournament, and a lot of them are making moves today from that chase and third card spot.
And that was a fairly soft tee shot from Nico, just wanting to find the inbound space. Unlike Eagle, who wants to get way up the fairway with that sidearm, and he's doing so far up the fairway that he's found the left side OB.
Wow. And again, just some forward skip where he was trying to get some rightward skip. Doesn't seem like the hand was bothering him there.
Definitely not. I mean, he threw that sidearm well over 400 feet uphill.
Oh, Nathan, you gotta love the counterclockwise spin right there. That helped him deflect back to the fairway. And yeah, Chris Clemons, this is the danger zone here. He is throwing 3 now from the tee.
They add up quickly on this course. One little mistake, and all of a sudden you're looking at a double, triple bogey.
Oh, and one mistake turning into 2. That's a compound mistake by Chris Clemons, and that's what this course does to you.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from making 2 mistakes on the same hole. This is the last hole, so he'll have some time to reflect after this before having to play his next shot tomorrow.
And look at this, Nico going. Looked like a putter. He's intentionally playing this hole for par right now. And Chris with a hero forehand. He did it yesterday, folks.
He's doing it again. Wow, that's filtered through that little corner there, which can suck you in and make you BOB, but he's gotten through and he's waiting on the flag. We've got a green.
Whew. Sigh of relief from Chris Clemons there.
Yeah, he would not have liked a third OB stroke on this same hole. Looks like that's a layup as well. He definitely didn't have the turn to get towards the basket. He's too far away to possibly give that a run.
Pretty good shot there. Not close as he was the other day, but different situation.
This green is way more treacherous than the camera makes it appear. It is steep. It is really has a lot of gravity to it.
Wow, and we just saw a forehand and then a backhand from Eagle, so maybe the hand's all right, or maybe it's just the adrenaline right now.
Nico playing a skip shot, trying to get his par, and funnels down just short of the wall, and that's ideal.
And I can't believe this is Nico Locastro we're talking about doing this. He is an aggressive player, and
I think he wanted to throw that about 15, 20 feet farther. It might even been better to turn the disc upside down and slide it to this basket. Since it's so steep, it would just slide right down there with a little wall catch at the bottom.
Yeah, it would be good advice as he misses that putt, and he is going to take a bogey, and he is in danger right now of falling off of this lead card for the final round. He has done so much work to get to where he is.
There's nothing worse than playing safe and not pulling the safe play off.
Obviously, the safe play within everybody's capabilities here this tournament.
And Nico to finish with par. What a roller coaster of a round that was.
Oh my goodness. From the albatross, the aggression that brings on the albatross, to the patience to play for par on 18. This is a new Nico Locastro.
And he had a tough start. You know, he was giving away strokes in the front nine, so a little bit of a wild ride there.
Oh, wow, this is going to be your top 10 leaderboard. James Conrad from the chase card suddenly has a 2-stroke advantage over Eagle McMahon, and Albert Tom. Nathan Queen does maintain that tied for 3rd position.
So obviously playing well coming down the stretch, and then we get to hole 17, which has the history here. Walk me through it. What happened?
Well, the first one, it just kind of stuck on my hand a little bit. I felt right in my backswing. I felt a little bit of wetness, I guess, so I gripped it a little harder and held on to it too long. Then I just didn't take enough time for my second shot. It's one of the better putts I made on the day to save my triple bogey, though. So that's all. You know, it was. It felt good to hit that putt, but it's pretty hard to get yourself back together after something like that.
Hole 13. One of the biggest shots we've ever seen, man. Walk me back through. Put me in your shoes there.
Honestly, that hole has had my number for the tournament. During the first round, I took a double circle 8 on it, and then during the second round, I had a circle 5. So I was really just contemplating, do I want to lay up or do I need to go for it? To me, something inside me was telling me that I need to go for the shot because I was already falling so far behind. I believe at that time I had 6 or 7 out-of-bounds strokes. You know, I caught a couple bad breaks here and there, but when I stepped up to that shot, I really committed to it, and out of my hand, it looked good. I was hoping for a good skip, and it somehow found its way home right in the middle of the chain. So I'm stoked about that. But overall, that was not the performance I was looking for during the third round, and I got some reflecting to do, and I'm really hoping that I could come out and make up for a lot of my mistakes that I had today. I know that I could shoot a 10 down or better, and I feel like that's what I need to pull this victory off. It's not going to be easy. I know that I'm at least 5 strokes behind, maybe 5, 6, but on this course you can catch 5 or 6 strokes, so that's what I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Have you ever celebrated a shot by jumping off of a tree before? That was pretty amazing.
I have, actually. I have, but it felt good. I was excited. My heart was beating fast. I was just, caught up in the moment, and just by the time I made it to the top of the hill, I was so out of breath, I literally almost passed out. I was about to just pour water on my head. I was worn out after that long run, but it felt amazing. That's why we play disc golf, is to celebrate good shots like that, and that's what we look forward to. Is every once in a while it works out.
It's great to know that beginner or pro alike, you still get juiced by finding the chains from far away. Wow, champ, we have one more round, and if considering what the last 3 have brought us, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Final day at a major U.S. Disc Golf Championship 2019 will be exciting. Tune in, folks. It's going to be great.
See y'all tomorrow. It's Jamie and the Champ on SpinTV.
Peace.